I'm Karen, and welcome back to the Plant-Based Quick Cooking Show, coming to you every week from the Center for Plant-Based Living right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks for joining us again. Okay, this recipe is called a vegan dill cashew spread, and I'm looking at notes because this is not my recipe. One of my assistants here at the Center for Plant-Based Living, Carla, made this up, and wow. You might find yourself using it as maybe as a cream cheese spread. It's really fantastic. It's hugely robust in flavor. So let's get this thing going. Okay, we're gonna start with 1 cup of raw cashews. Now, you know I kind of go back and forth with soaking cashews. Especially if you have a high-speed blender like this is a Vitamix, Blendtec, whatever you have. I usually tell people that they don't need to soak their cashews if they're using a high-powered blender. She has a high-powered blender also, and she soaked these cashews for 2 days, and I really do think it makes a difference. So soak your cashews. Now remember, raw and unsalted cashews and unroasted cashews. Okay. Put those in there. Now 2 cloves of garlic, 1/4 lemon juice. Okay, so what she's saying is, and I'll put this all in the notes, or there's a link to the recipe down below. She took 1 lemon and used the juice from that. Now, but here's the thing, you don't want to add too much liquid to this recipe because then it just you won't get the density that you need from it. And I'll show you that in a minute. So we're going to add, I'm going to squeeze 1 lemon. And if I don't get to 1/4 of a cup, then I'm going to add a little bit of water, because you need enough water to get things moving in your blender, but not too much so that it's not really nice and thick. So I'm almost at 1/4, just a hair shy of 1/4. And I think, yep, that'll do it. Okay, put that in there. And 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Just a little bit. 1/4 teaspoon salt, or she says to taste, but I have about 1/4 right there. I'm going to trust her. 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Put that in there. And we're also, of course, going to use dill, but we're not going to add that until the very end. Okay, we'll get this going. If you were to make this in a food processor, which you're not going to because you will not get the creaminess, but because this is so thick and we're not using a whole lot of liquid, you might have to scrape down the sides a little bit until it really catches. It will, but you might have to just wait a few minutes. It's worth it. All right, I've spent about 3.5 minutes blending and getting the blades to really catch on to what we have in the container. And it took hold, and it smells so dreamy. At the very end, after everything was blended really well, I added a few shakes of just probably, what does she call for? Yeah, dill, just add as much as you like, and I love dill. But I was sort of conservative on it, but you know, just because I didn't want to overpower it, because I'm going to be sharing this with friends. But I added some dill in there. Okay, so we're going to, I don't know if you can see this. Look at this. I'm putting this down even a little bit, and it is really, really thick already. I just get it out of there, and you can see how it's coming off of my spatula. It's very, very thick, but that's not all. Cover this up and put it in the refrigerator, and it will become, you could just take a butter knife to this thing and really just, it's so nice and thick. It's the consistency of cream cheese. It's really, really great. And you don't need a whole lot. It is all cashews, so remember if you're looking at your fat and calories, so it is a little bit higher on the fat and calories. However, you really don't need a whole lot because the flavor is just so delicious. So a little bit goes a long way. All right, thanks, Carla. This is a great recipe. And if you have anything that you'd like me to try and add to our plant-based quick show, I'd love to. Now remember, it has to be 7 ingredients or less, and it has to be done within 30 minutes. Otherwise, fair game. All right, thanks for joining me this week. This was fun. I'll see you next week. Take good care.